Hey everyone, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please be sure to follow and leave a 5-star rating. Okay, folks, we got a big update around the Clarity Act. So, the House Financial Services Committee, this is the House, not the Senate now, so don't want you to get confused, but the House has scheduled a hearing on July 17th, and it's around the Clarity Act. Now, the Clarity Act is currently in the Senate. It has to pass the Senate, then it has to go back to the House and pass through that, and then go to President Trump for signatures. So you may ask, why does it have to go back to the House? Because the House passed the FIT 21, which is a version of the Clarity Act last year. It then went to the Senate, and the Senate updated the bill. So it has to go back to the House to just get their rubber stamp of approval. I don't anticipate any issues there. Many of you know I've interviewed the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, French Hill, many times. And, he said, look, we're going to get it through the House. They already got a version out already, right? But the Senate is the big hurdle. It's very, very difficult to get bills through the Senate. But the fact that the House is scheduling this is very, very exciting and bullish because they're anticipating that the bill is going to make it out of the Senate and then go to the House. So we got to get this done, obviously, before the August recess, because nothing is going to happen later this year with the midterm elections. But this is a very positive sign. Obviously, we got a lot more to do, right? But I'll take it, man. Any wins that we can get, I'll take. So here are the details around this hearing. Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Artificial Intelligence Subcommittee field hearing entitled Building the Future of Finance, How the Clarity Act Unlocks Innovation is scheduled for 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday, July 17th, 2026. So again, we got a lot more to do. Obviously, last week we heard that the Senate will be holding a lot of emergency meetings around the Clarity Act this week. I'm going to be interviewing Ron Hammond of the Blockchain Association this week, so I'll try to get some details for you guys, and we'll see what can they do because June's almost over, and Patrick Witt, White House crypto advisor, said he has a target date of July 4th. Is it possible that they get it done? Sure, but at this point, there's nothing guaranteed, right? All of this may end up going towards the end of July, so we shall see what happens, and hopefully things move in the right direction. And speaking of the White House, we got a report here from Politico that the Trump administration is working to get bipartisan support for passing the Clarity Act before August recess. So I think Patrick Witt and the team, they're talking to a lot of the Democrats and Republicans, trying to get everybody on the same page to get this push through. Now, we do have some challenges, some roadblocks, such as the ethics issues. Here, we got a report that the Senate Democrats urge Republicans to hold hearings on Trump family crypto ties to Abu Dhabi royalty. So obviously, we have a bigger ethics issue within Congress and all markets, stock market and much more, right? A la Nancy Pelosi and others, right? It's both Democrats and Republicans. This is not a one-side thing. They all trade on insider information. So we need a larger ethics bill. But you got Elizabeth Warren and a lot of Democrats who are playing the political game and trying to attack Trump, right? And look, I've said it many times. I wish Trump didn't do all these crypto things because he's putting up roadblocks and he's doing these things that are overshadowing all the great things he did, like firing Gary Gensler, getting everybody on board with crypto, helping to get the Genius Act passed, with all the work they're doing with Clarity. People are not seeing that. They're just focusing on the meme coins and World Liberty Financial. So I wish Trump didn't do these things. And I have said many times, I don't believe any elected official should have a meme coin. So this is where we find ourselves. And hopefully, the Republicans can find some sort of common ground and agreement with the Democrats to say, hey, look, let's work on a larger ethics bill, not just something specific to crypto, because that's the bigger fish to fry. We got to, fix that problem. It's not just a crypto thing, but, Elizabeth Warren and some of these Democrats are going to use this, to their advantage. And let's see, hopefully we can get past this. Not to mention Jamie Dimon and the banks are really still up in arms about the stablecoin stuff. We saw Jamie was not happy in that interview with Fox about 3 weeks ago where he, said Brian Armstrong is full of shit and much more, right? So we do have some headwinds here, guys, but, I'm optimistic that we can make it through and things can keep moving forward. Now, there's also updates here around other legislation. So, Senate lawmakers could release crypto tax legislation as early as this fall, with GOP Senator Steve Daines saying a framework is already in place per Bloomberg. So, once the Clarity Act is done, they got to get crypto tax legislation done because if you want people to use the technology and do all types of cool things with it and innovate and all that, they need to know their tax implications, right? Both retail as well as institutional. So that will be the next thing to get done. But the Clarity Act is obviously the higher priority. So we have to get that done. That will allow more money to come into the market and for more innovation. Now, folks, a great place where you can buy the dip and add more to your portfolio is with iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital allows you to invest into crypto as well as precious metals such as gold and silver, and they're actually going to be adding stock soon. So you may say, why would I want to invest with iTrust Capital and an IRA? Well, the tax benefits. When you sell within the IRA, you don't have to pay long-term or short-term capital gains tax. So that's a huge tax advantage. And if you have a long-term view on these asset classes, both crypto as well as precious metals, this could work out very well for you because we know capital gains taxes are highway robbery by the governments, right? They take a big chunk of the money that you make. So this is a great option. I have an account with them, so I have a strategy of using regular exchanges for assets that I'm going in and out of and swing trading and so forth, as well as my long-term holdback that's just sitting there, which will be sheltered from the taxes. And you can buy and sell 24/7 within the account. It's low cost, no monthly fee. And the gold and silver, by the way, it is not paper gold or silver. It is physical. So if you ever want to redeem the asset, you can do so. It is custodied at a bank. So this is a great option not many platforms offer. Now, iTrust also has a premium custody account, so a great custodial option here to use institutional grade crypto custody, such as Coinbase Prime and other big institutions. So you're getting tier 1 level custody and you can sleep at night knowing your assets are safe. And if someone hacks into your account, they can't withdraw any funds because it's a closed loop system. The money can only go to your bank account and it's low fees. So this is a great option. And folks, if you sign up with my link, you can get a $100 funding bonus. So go to itrustcapital.com/go/thinkingcrypto. Link will be in the description. All right, moving ahead, Mark Zuckerberg orders Meta to create prediction markets app. So everybody seems to be jumping on board the prediction market train right now. And Zuckerberg, he's, for some reason, he's always kind of late, right? He was late to the metaverse. They spent too much money. It didn't work out. I'm not saying this is going to be a failure, but I wish Facebook would innovate and lead a bit more, right? Instead of being a follower, and then they don't seem to do it very well. But they've got the users, right? All those millions of users, possibly into the billions with all the platforms they have, that they can port over to any platform that they launch. And recently it was reported that they were testing stablecoins for creator payouts and much more. So let's see what they come up with. Obviously, they've got a lot of money and resources, so this is something to pay attention to. Now, prediction markets are facing a lot of legal action. A lot of states continue to sue the CFTC over this. So Kentucky becomes the latest state to sue the CFTC over prediction markets. Many of these lawsuits are coming from casinos and online betting platforms and so forth, right? The competitors, the incumbents are trying to stop and slow down prediction markets. But, we've seen this time and time again, right? In different industries. So it's just a natural part of things. And I think even if they're not able to win these lawsuits, they're trying to slow down the competition and tie them up in a litigation, right? We saw this with the entire crypto market. This is what Gary Gensler did. That was part of his playbook along with Elizabeth Warren. So, prediction markets are facing a lot of scrutiny right now, but I think they're going to come through because this is the future of markets. Now, crypto critic Nouriel Roubini joins tokenization boom with on-chain techno dollar. So many of you know he's an economist known as Dr. Doom. He's been criticizing Bitcoin and crypto for years, although he's kind of slowed down on that because I think he recognizes that this technology is here to stay. So he is now getting involved with tokenization. And of course he is, because this is the future. So Roubini co-authored a white paper for USA USFi, a tokenized investment product being developed by Atlas Capital team, according to a Tuesday announcement. USAFi is the tokenized version of the Atlas America Fund, an ETF overseen by Rubini and listed on the Nasdaq. Atlas described the token as a blockchain-based security that gives investors exposure to the underlying fund while allowing it to move and settle on blockchain rails. Incredible. It's amazing what's happening here. Securitize, one of the largest tokenization platforms, said in an X post that it was selected to provide the tokenization infrastructure for the project, calling it Rubini's first move into blockchain. So all the naysayers and the doubters are capitulating, bending the knee, folks, right? The loudest critics, Rubini, huge critic over the years, going on TV, just being a clown. And we know he was being disingenuous because many of these legacy guys, they're tied to legacy institutions like your JP Morgans and much more. So they go out there as, mouthpieces. They're probably getting paid, right, to go talk bad about crypto and much more. But eventually, this technology is getting into the then you win phase, and you look like an idiot if you continue to do that. So now he's putting his money and his resources into tokenization. So crypto continues to win. Now, speaking of tokenization, BNY sees FOMO driving asset managers into tokenized funds. So BNY Mellon, many of you know, America's oldest bank, the world's largest custodial bank, they are all involved in crypto now. So as tokenization moves from industry experiment to commercial product, asset managers are rushing to establish a foothold in the market. Here's a quote: "We have a number of different projects in flight, different variants to effectively tokenize ETFs." Ben Slavin, global head of exchange traded funds at BNY, said in an interview, "The trend comes as major firms, including BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and others, explore ways to place traditional financial products on blockchain rails, a process that allows funds shares to trade as digital tokens. While many tokenized products launched so far have focused on money market funds," Slavin said the interest extends well beyond cash management products. Here's a quote: "What is interesting about it is I think a lot of clients feel like there is an opportunity there to raise assets," he said. "A lot of them really have a FOMO effect where they want to get in early." Folks, they're all going to get in. We see where the puck is heading. They're all going to get involved. And the biggest names have already started: BNY, BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, and much more. So it's just a matter of time for them to build out what they need to do. And here's an example. Chainlink teams up with 47 South Korean European banks to speed up international money transfers. Many of you know I'm bullish on Chainlink. I have it in my portfolio, and they're being used by TradFi institutions as well as crypto native firms. So blockchain infrastructure company Chainlink said it is joining a group of banks that collectively represent over $10 trillion in assets under management to unlock real-time stablecoin-based cross-border payments for foreign exchange trades within a year. The coalition, called Project Pangea, aims to redefine the global FX markets. Nikki Arisinghe, if I'm saying that right, Chainlink's vice president of Asia Pacific and Middle East, said in a video interview on Tuesday, in addition to Chainlink, the group includes Quivalis, a Euro stablecoin consortium backed by 37 European banks, and Unica, a Korean banking alliance representing more than 10 commercial banks. The project aims to explore moving foreign exchange settlement from traditional 48-hour T+2 timeline toward near instant T+0 settlement using regulated Euro and South Korean won peg stablecoins or crypto tokens whose value is tied one-to-one to the underlying currency. Folks, look at what's happening. And major banks are getting involved. It is fascinating what's being built. And the central banks are also on board. The governments are also on board. Here's an example. The ECB digital euro takes step forward after winning key European Parliament vote. So the European Central Bank scored a victory after European Parliament's influential Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee voted to approve the legal framework for a digital euro on Tuesday. So the main goal behind the deployment of a central bank digital currency, CBDC, is not just about modernizing payments, but to maintain the bloc's autonomy of monetary system. ECB Chair Christine Lagarde has long argued in favor of a CBDC, of course, right, to stave off the US dollar peg stablecoin dominance in Tether's USDT and Circle's USDC. Folks, the token economy is coming, and you see the development and innovation at multiple levels, right? Central banks, governments, the private sector. It's everybody is in the race here. And Europe, they're really worried about US dollar dominance, even though the US dollar is still the world's reserve currency. In the digital format, it could really steal more market share around the globe and against other currencies, right? Really weakening them. So that's why everybody is looking to build their own CBDC or stablecoin. Now, Ripple receives preliminary MICA approval in Luxembourg. Pending final conditions, it would allow the company to offer regulated crypto and stablecoin services across all 30 EEA countries. Incredible. So Ripple continues to make some big moves here across the globe, and that's going to benefit obviously the XRP ledger, XRP itself, and their stablecoin RLUSD. And a company that's closely connected to Ripple, SBI Group, it was announced that they will issue a regulated yen-linked stablecoin as early as next week per the Nikkei. So, guys, I hope you see what's happening here. Hope you're not distracted by the price. The price is down today, yes, but look at all the building that's happening. All these things will culminate to higher valuations of the blockchains as well as their native tokens. You just got to be patient. Remember, markets are cyclical. We're not going to be in the bear market forever. The bottom may be in already, or it's very close, right? We got that bullish divergence forming on the weekly chart and much more. So be patient, dollar cost average in, obviously do your own research. I'm currently buying the dip. I've been telling you guys. And even if we got another leg down, doesn't matter to me. This is the bottom zone because I don't know what the exact bottom is going to be. I don't have a crystal ball, right? No one can call that exactly. And if they do make a right guess, because they will be guessing, that's fine. No one gets it right all the time. So I'm buying this bottom zone right now, guys, and preparing for the bull market. And I think we might see a big rally, come July if things go well with the Clarity Act, because usually with significant things like that, you're going to have a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So just be prepared for that and keep that in the back of your mind. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Be sure to support the podcast by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It is 100% free. Link will be in the description. Grab a copy of my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And check out my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything you need to know about crypto. Right now, we got a huge sale going on. You can get 50% off the price of the course by using the code BEAR, BEAR at checkout. So go to mycryptocourse.com to learn more. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.